What is quantum readiness? Executive summary. Quantum readiness means preparing for the impact of quantum computing on technology and security. It includes understanding quantum risks, adopting quantum-safe cryptography, and following standards from NIST, ISO, IEC, ETSI, and ITU-T. These standards define encryption, communication, and testing protocols. Quantum readiness also involves education, policy, and risk management. Organizations that plan early and follow standards will stay secure, innovative, and competitive in the quantum computing era. Article Quantum readiness means being prepared for the coming age of quantum computing. Quantum computers use quantum bits, or qubits, to process information. These systems can solve certain problems much faster than classical computers. Businesses, governments, and scientists are planning for a world where quantum computing changes encryption, data analysis, and scientific research. Quantum readiness ensures that organizations understand these changes and can adapt to them effectively. Quantum readiness involves learning how quantum computing works. It requires knowing its benefits and its risks. Quantum computers can break many of today's encryption systems. This threat to cybersecurity is one of the most urgent reasons to focus on readiness. A quantum-ready organization takes steps to protect its data and infrastructure. It trains its staff and plans for new technologies. It also invests in research and partnerships to stay ahead of change. Quantum readiness also involves awareness of quantum-safe or post-quantum cryptography. This kind of cryptography resists attacks from quantum computers. Researchers are developing new mathematical methods that will remain secure even in a quantum era. Governments and technology firms are testing these methods now. Adopting these new systems takes time, planning, and testing. A quantum-ready organization begins this transition early to avoid sudden disruptions later. Quantum readiness is not only about technology. It also includes policy, education, and workforce development. People must understand what quantum computing can do and what it cannot. Schools and universities are beginning to teach quantum information science. This builds a base of skilled workers who can design, operate, and secure quantum systems. Without education and training, an organization cannot truly be quantum ready. Quantum readiness has become a global issue. Governments see quantum technology as a strategic resource. Countries are building national quantum strategies and funding research centers. For example, the United States created the National Quantum Initiative Act. The European Union and China have similar programs. Each aims to prepare its society and economy for the future quantum landscape. Global cooperation helps create standards and share knowledge across borders. Standards are essential for quantum readiness. They guide how organizations build secure systems and test quantum technologies. The National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST, plays a leading role. NIST is developing standards for post-quantum cryptography. It has been running a multi-year competition to select algorithms that can resist quantum attacks. These algorithms will replace current systems like RSA and ECC. The process involves researchers from around the world. NIST's standards will guide governments and industries once final versions are approved. The International Organization for Standardization, ISO, and the International Electrotechnical Commission, IEC, are also active in quantum standards. Their joint committee, ISO/IECJTC1, studies quantum computing terminology and performance benchmarks. This ensures that everyone uses the same language and measurement methods standards, make it easier for companies and governments to work together. They also support safety, quality, and interoperability between different systems. Quantum readiness standards include technical and non-technical aspects. Technical standards focus on encryption, algorithms, and network protocols. Non-technical standards deal with education, ethics, and policy frameworks. For example, ethical standards help ensure fair use of quantum technology. Policy standards help governments balance innovation with security. A complete approach to quantum readiness requires both kinds of standards. One key area of focus is quantum-safe cryptography. The NIST Post-Quantum Cryptography (PQC) project aims to define algorithms that resist attacks from quantum computers. These algorithms must work on existing hardware and networks. Organizations should follow NIST's recommendations to begin testing and integration. The European Telecommunications Standards Institute, ETSI, has also developed guidance on quantum-safe cryptography. ETSI promotes coordination between researchers, industry, and government. Together, these groups help create a unified approach to quantum security. Another area of standardization is quantum communication. Quantum key distribution, QKD, uses quantum physics to create secure encryption keys. QKD systems rely on the laws of quantum mechanics to detect eavesdropping. The ITUT, a branch of the International Telecommunication Union, develops standards for quantum communication networks. These standards ensure that quantum devices can connect securely across long distances. QKD may become a part of global network infrastructure in the coming decades. Quantum readiness also involves standards for testing and performance. Organizations must measure how well quantum systems perform and verify their reliability. ISO/IEC standards help define benchmarks for quantum devices. This allows fair comparison between technologies and supports industry growth. Performance standards encourage innovation by giving clear targets for improvement. Cybersecurity standards play a major role in quantum readiness. The shift to post-quantum cryptography will require careful planning. Many existing systems use public key encryption that quantum computers could break. Organizations must identify which systems depend on vulnerable algorithms. They must then plan upgrades to quantum-safe alternatives. This process is known as crypto agility. It allows systems to switch encryption methods without full redesign. Standards from NIST and other bodies guide how to achieve crypto agility safely. Quantum readiness also touches on data privacy laws and regulatory compliance. Governments may require organizations to use quantum-safe encryption to protect sensitive data. International trade and communication depend on shared trust in data security. Standards ensure that countries and companies can trust each other's systems. Quantum readiness is therefore both a technical and a diplomatic goal. Education standards are another part of the picture. Schools, universities, and training programs need clear guidelines for teaching quantum skills. Organizations like IEEE and national education boards are beginning to define learning goals. These standards help prepare future scientists, engineers, and security professionals. A workforce trained in quantum concepts is vital for national readiness. Quantum readiness also includes risk management standards. Organizations must identify potential quantum risks and evaluate their impact. ISO 31000 and similar frameworks guide risk management planning. Integrating quantum risks into these systems ensures that companies stay resilient. Standards help leaders make informed decisions about investments and timelines for migration. Quantum readiness is a long-term process. It involves planning, testing, and continuous learning. Organizations must monitor developments in quantum research and standards. They should engage in partnerships and information sharing. Quantum readiness cannot be achieved alone. It depends on global cooperation between governments, companies, and researchers. In conclusion, quantum readiness means preparing for a new era of computing power. It requires technical, educational, and policy action. Standards from NIST, ISO, IEC, ETSI, and ITUT guide this preparation. They define secure encryption methods, communication systems, and testing protocols. Quantum readiness protects data, builds trust, and encourages innovation. Every organization must begin this journey now to be ready for the quantum future.